Let me tell you about something called fear setting. Normally, if a memory or thought that creates feelings of anxiety and fear comes up, the tendency that we have is to push it aside, to not think about it, to just kind of like make sure it goes far, far away from us. But I have a suggestion on an alternate way we can actually handle this situation, and that is allow it to set, allow it to manifest, allow it to settle. Why? Because you cannot conquer what you do not confront. So the first thing you need to do is to allow yourself even to face that fear of yours. I want to use an example there's a common fear of many people, and that is the fear of public speaking. So if you have an assignment or a task that requires you to speak in public, and all these feelings and these thoughts are coming to your mind, allow it to set in. Because the next thing you're going to do is this. You need to define something in order to defeat it. What do I mean by that? Many times, the actual fear of something is not really the source. Think about this. If you're in a dark room and you see a shadow moving across the room, now you are probably really afraid of that because you don't know what that shadow is. You could be thinking it's a ghost or it's the boogeyman or whatever. But if you were to turn on the light and you saw that it was perhaps just a little mouse, or maybe it was just a car with its headlights passing through, then you will realize, hey, that's not that big a deal. Let's come back to the example of public speaking. Ask yourself, why are you afraid of speaking in public? List down the reasons. Maybe it's number one, I am afraid that I will look foolish, or I'm afraid that I won't be as eloquent, as smooth as I need to be. I'm afraid that I'll mess up the presentation. That leads me to my last point. You take something down by taking it apart. So going back to that example, all the reasons that you have listed down, now really question it. Ask yourself, why is that a fear? Is that legitimate? I'm afraid I will look foolish. Why? What are steps that you can do to make yourself more prepared? Do that. I'm afraid I won't be as eloquent or as smooth as I would like to be. Why? Is it a competition? Are you supposed to impress somebody? Or is it something that is actually just in your mind? I'm afraid that I will mess up the presentation. Why? Because maybe it's a business proposal that's riding on it. Well, then list down more and more steps that can make you better prepared, or get support or coaching from somewhere else to equip you to conquer your fear. So 3 things when you want to conquer your fear, or 4 rather. Number 1, allow it to set in. Number 2, face your fear. Number 3, really break it down, question it. And number 4, come up with action steps and action plans.